Hello and welcome to Inside Luxury Travel with me, Varun Sharma. In this episode, I'm in Vietnam. I'm here at the tail end of the monsoon season, so you can expect some heavy rains, but also some beautiful sunshine. Now, later in this episode, I'll be here in Vietnam's fourth largest city, Can Tho, exploring the mighty Mekong. But first, I'm over to the historic beach resort of Hoi An.
Vietnam is the easternmost country on the Indochina Peninsula in Southeast Asia. The name Vietnam means South Viet and has been used since the 2nd century BC. The country is bordered by China to the north, Laos to the northwest, and Cambodia to the southwest. Vietnam gained independence from China in the 10th century, and it became a French protectorate around 9 centuries later. The French were expelled in 1954, and the country split into two, South and North, which led to the bloody Vietnam War. The North finally gained victory in 1975, and today the country is becoming one of the hottest tourist destinations in the Far East, and its economy is booming. My first hotel, the Victoria Hoi An Beach Resort and Spa, is located in the seaside town of Hoi An, which translates as peaceful meeting place. The town was an important trading post between the 15th and 19th centuries and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I was picked up at the airport by the veteran hotelier, General Manager Claude Ballon, in one of his head-turning vintage cars.
Claude, that was a marvellous way to introduce me to your hotel. Thank you for picking me up from the airport. We turned a lot of heads on the way. Now, I'm here finally in Vietnam. I haven't gone to the big cities like Saigon or Hanoi. I've come out here. Firstly, do you believe that Vietnam is a true luxury travel destination?
Yes, I think as many new countries open to tourists, we have a place for every segment of hotel business. And luxury in a new country like China, Vietnam is great potential.
Well, I'm here at the Victoria. Tell me whereabouts in the town is the hotel located?
Alors, Victoria Hoi An is at 5 kilometers from the old city, the World Heritage place, on the Quai Beach. We are the first international hotel to be built on the beach in all the province. And we are 25 kilometers from Da Nang Airport.
Now, people may notice I'm actually staying technically at a 4-star hotel. But here in Vietnam, being a 5-star hotel, you have to have a
discotheque, a nightclub, and that we don't want.
No.
Okay.
So I'm quite happy because at least I'll get some sleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about your property itself. When was it built and what is the history behind this?
Victoria Hoi An, we started to build the hotel in 2000. It was no road, no access to the place. It was the sea arriving in the river. And we have to bring 5,000 trucks to fully the land to build the hotel. We have a big beach, and the hotel has 109 rooms. One of our exclusive services is a sidecar excursion all around Indochina.
Oh, wow.
Voilà, we organize trip from 1 hour to 1 week to Laos, Cambodia, and so, according to the request of the guest, on the very small road.
And all can be done from here. So you are the original Grand Dame Hotel of Hoi An?
Of Hoi An, yes, we are the first one. And you have the first, that's why we have staff who are in love with us, in love with the property, and they are here for more than 10 years with us.
Okay. You mentioned, obviously, you do these excursions. What is there to see and do in the town and further afield?
Around Hoi An, you have, of course, Mission. Mission is also the World Heritage location.
That is like the Vietnamese equivalent to Angkor Wat in Cambodia.
Yes, from the 8th century.
Okay.
Yeah, the Cham people live there, and they still have a lot of statue and tower in Mission. That is 1 hour from here.
Okay.
And we have also the city of Hoi An, who is really also protected by UNESCO.
Well, I know tonight is full moon, so I know there's going to be lots of celebrations going on in town.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, I want us to go on a sidecar.
Yes, sure.
Around the old town, because that sounds amazing. Is that okay with you?
Great. We
Cool.
will have a nice...
Fantastic. Cheers.
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 Welcome to Vietnam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm fed, watered, and now ready for my morning sidecar trip around Hoi An. But before that, I've got a few minutes to show you around my suite. Now, there are 109 guest rooms here at the hotel, but just 5 Victoria suites, of which this, number 402, is one of them. It's 86 square meters in area and is designed like a Vietnamese house. Here in Vietnam, the houses are quite thin but very long. And this suite has 3 distinct sections. As you can see, this is the main living room. The furniture all comes from Laos. The floor is reclaimed Vietnamese hardwood, and you can see this all throughout the suite. And up on the ceiling, you can see some beautiful local clay tiles. The management have left me a bottle of Vietnamese Merlot. That should be quite interesting to drink. And there's some quite beautiful photographs up on the wall. Let me show you to the second part of my suite. Well, this is my bathroom. We've got duck boards on the floor. We've got this unique sunken granite jacuzzi bath. I've got a lovely piece of granite here for the wash basins. And look, outside, I have an outdoor shower. Now, of course, during the monsoon season, you don't even have to turn that shower on, but it's lovely to have, and I had a wonderful shower this morning. Let me show you to my bedroom. Well, my bedroom is dominated by this very large but very comfortable bed, and above it is a beautiful original Vietnamese painting. High ceilings again, fan, obviously, air conditioning, a beautiful desk. And even though this suite is the furthest from the main building of the hotel, the Wi-Fi and indeed the television reception is very good indeed. Now, this suite was designed by a local designer, the general manager Claude, and he's a Frenchman, so of course he's got great taste. If there was one unique selling point to this suite, well, it's through here. Ha! I'm just a few meters from the beach and the South Sea.
The next morning, bright and early, I once again met up with Claude and another of his classic vehicles.
Thank you very much indeed. So, I arrived in the old Citroen, that beautiful car, and now I'm going out on the sidecar. First, tell me the provenance of this vehicle.
Alors, this sidecar, a Russian sidecar, from 1937, copy of the BMW of the Second World War. They were imported in Vietnam by the Russian after the American War in 1980. I bought them from police or army as a spare part because the government cannot sell because there's no official paper.
Right.
Voilà. Okay. And I reconditioned them, and now we organize trips all around Vietnam and Indochina.
So you rebuilt how many?
11.
Wow.
And 10 are working.
The other one is for spare parts?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You say all over the place. What is the longest distance that this sidecar's got?
We went to Siem Reap in Cambodia.
That's about 2,000 kilometers.
Yeah,
How long did that
2000.
take?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks.
And I mean, I've never ridden in a sidecar before. Is it really uncomfortable?
That is very comfortable. That
Okay.
is this place, even old people can sleep inside when I drive.
Now, why am I taking this journey by sidecar rather than, let's say, a 4x4?
Because the way that I want to show you to go to town is only we can go by sidecar. It's a really narrow road, deep Vietnam, and no car can follow us. And also, in the city, they are not allowed to come with a car because they're protected by UNESCO.
Right, well, let's go. I can imagine you're driving and I'm sleeping. So we've come off the main road,
Yeah.
and we've come to this beautiful area with water and very verdant undergrowth.
Well, now we are on a dirt road between the shrimp farm and the paddy. On 3 kilometers we will do this road, then we arrive at the Japanese town,
Okay.
the founder of Hoi An. You will see very wild and peaceful life, peaceful animal.
It is lovely here. Very, very beautiful.
Really
So-
deep Vietnam. Not so many tourists go there.
Well, let's move on.
No need to have the helmet now on the rice field.
We're legally okay
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
Okay, well, if you say so. Monsieur, what is a covered Japanese bridge doing in the middle of Hoi An?
You know, Hoi An was built by the Japanese in the 16th century, and they built this bridge at this time. Inside is one of the most oldest pagoda from Vietnam from the 16th century, and that is a symbol of the city.
No, it's beautiful. So we've got one more stop here.
Yeah,
The
we
oldest
will-
house in town.
Voila, we will go to the Tan Ki house.
Okay. So, Monsieur, why have you brought me here?
This house belonged to the same family for 7 generations. That is part of the historical story of Hoi An. It was restored in 91 by the Mairie of Toulouse in France, and people welcome you with a French accent inside.
So you feel very at home here. It's your
Voilà.
house. Okay, look, I've had a fantastic morning with you.
Yeah.
Going through the rice paddy fields, seeing the shrimp farms, coming into town, Japanese bridge, the house of Tan Ki. Now it's time to feed me.
Now we have to go to Miss Lee
Okay.
for a wonderful lunch. She will show you. We'll have some.
Let's go,
Okay.
let's go. Thank you, Monsieur. So, Claude, this is our final destination, Morning Glory. Where are we, and why have you brought me here?
Baron, I bring you here because for me it's the best Vietnamese restaurant of all Hoi An. And as you know, Hoi An Center Vietnam, we are the best food of all Vietnam. This restaurant is owned by Miss V, one of the famous business women of Hoi An.
Ah, Miss V, hello.
Hello, welcome to Morning Glory Restaurant.
Thank you very much indeed. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
I've
nice
heard
to
so
meet you
many
too.
things about you. Please have a seat. You'll join us,
Thank you.
yeah?
Thank you very much.
Now, Claude and many other people have said that this is the best restaurant serving the best Vietnamese food in at least Hoi An. What would you say is the secret of your success?
To me, the more important thing are fresh ingredients, and I cook with my heart.
So there's love there.
Yes.
Okay. What have you brought out for us to try today?
This is a fried wonton, a specialty in this area in Hoi An.
Yeah.
The fried wonton and the crab meat sauce on top.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful sauce on top. It's beautiful texture.
Okay.
And this is the typical Vietnamese food called spring roll.
Yep.
And we serve the Hoi An style. Yeah.
Okay. And what is really the difference between, say, Vietnamese food, Cambodian food, and Thai food? What is the main difference?
I would like to say Vietnamese food is a bit more harmony. We use pretty much the same spices like Thai or Cambodian, but the taste here is more balanced. And the food, Thai food, I think, is a bit more spicier. And Cambodian, I think they get the variety of the especially herb. That make the Vietnamese food is so beautiful and fresh.
I can see Claude is getting very hungry here.
Oh, yes.
So we must feed him. But you missed the main ingredient in your food, the love.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to this. Okay.
All right.
Now, whenever I come to the Far East, whether it be Bangkok, Singapore or Hong Kong, I always get some tailor-made shirts. Here in Vietnam, there is only one place to come to, Hoi An. There are some great tailors here. There are some fabulous tailors here. Today, I'm at the best. Hello there.
Hello, good morning.
I'm Varun.
And you?
Nice to meet you. How
Yes,
are you?
nice to meet you. I'm fine.
Good.
And you?
Yes, very well.
Good.
I have come here because apparently you are the best tailor in Hoi An.
Thank you.
And I need a new shirt.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
So to choose a fabric
Thank
style,
you.
and we have some advice for your clothes. Hey, we have a collection of shirts and jackets here in the computer.
So I choose the design or what I like off the computer.
Sure.
Now that's a jacket there, yeah?
Yeah, the nice jacket with the decoration, the leather here. You see?
Ah, leather pockets.
Yeah, leather pocket.
So instead of a shirt, can I have a jacket?
Sure.
Perfect.
So choose the
Nice
fabric.
little fitting. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Yor, how long has your family been making clothes for here in Hoi An?
My family has been making clothes more than 50 years. Yes, and we are the second generation.
So it was your parents before?
Yes.
But when did you start making Western clothes?
I think in 1998 when Vietnam opened.
Okay. And before that it was all Vietnamese clothes?
Yes, we made the traditional áo dài and trousers for Vietnamese and some simple clothes.
Okay. Now it's all become a lot more different.
Yes.
The fabrics that you use, are there fabrics that come from Vietnam?
Yes, most of silk come from Vietnam because Vietnam is a famous place to make silk. And another fabric for making suit or shirt we import it from India, England, Italy, and other countries.
Right, so I came here for a shirt, but I saw that beautiful jacket on your computer, so I want the jacket. What is the process now for me to have that jacket?
Firstly, you choose a style from the collections. And then choose a fabric mixed with that style.
Okay.
And then I will take the measurements. That's all. Tomorrow come here for fit in.
Purple?
Yeah, it's
I like
purple.
this.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Herringbone?
2 colors for the pocket decoration.
Yeah.
Nice diamond. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
How long does it take to create this piece for me?
One day.
One day only?
Yes, it's okay for you.
That's perfect. And can you deliver it to my hotel?
Sure, we will leave to the hotel tomorrow for you.
Wonderful. Thank you
Yeah.
very much
The
indeed.
last question, please.
Yes, yes.
You want to wear loose fitted or normal way?
Let's just go for normal. I
Normal.
like normal.
A little fitted.
A little fitted.
To show your chef.
To show my beautiful shape. Yes.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will see you
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow? Yeah, thank you.
Now, on a recent filming trip to Cambodia, I got to visit the well-publicized, simply amazing Angkor Wat and the other temples of Siem Reap. Well, Vietnam has its equivalent. I've driven an hour and a quarter from Hoi An to the temples of My Son. And My Son, by the way, means holy mountain. Between the 4th and the 13th centuries AD, the Champ people, the indigenous people of the area, built around 70 Hindu temples over around 40 hectares of land here in the Mison Valley, surrounded by the Cat's Teeth Mountains. Originally, they were built out of wood, but a huge fire in the 7th century put paid to that. They were rebuilt using sandstone and brick. Now, the temples are around 28 kilometers from the then capital city. And the royal family and the other Champ people used to come here on pilgrimage. Around the 14th century, the Champ people moved from central Vietnam down to southern Vietnam. And without the upkeep, sadly, these temples started to crumble. In the 19th century, the French historian and archaeologist Henri Parmentier helped rediscover and started to conserve these temples. As you can imagine, after the centuries, the temples were in a really bad state. Many of the artifacts and the statues had been looted over the years, and the good ones that remained are now stored in a museum in Da Nang. In 1968, during the Vietnam War, the Americans bombed this entire area, leaving just one temple complex. It's called Va Brava Men, named after the Champ king who built it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, after the Great Fire of the 7th century, all the temples were rebuilt using brick. And you can see the original brickwork up there. There is no mortar between those bricks. Now, in the 20th century, when they started to conserve these temples properly, they had to use mortar between these bricks because they didn't understand the original building methods. There are two distinct seasons here in Vietnam. The monsoon season, like now, where the rain really gets into the mortar, and then during the hot season, it contracts. These bricks here need to be repaired every now and then, whereas the original bricks, which date back to the 7th century, don't. The temples of Mison are attracting around 1 million visitors a year, fast making it the #1 travel destination in the country. The government is doing a fabulous job in preserving these fascinating temples for generations to come. Well, cheers, Claude. Thank you very much indeed for hosting me here. I've had a wonderful time. Gin and tonic in the afternoon. Very, very good. Here comes my tailor. So this is my jacket.
Hello.
You've met Mr. Yo. It's good to see you again.
Yo, how are you?
Good. Fine, thank you.
Right, show me.
Clothes ready?
Right, I'm looking forward to this. This is the one-day turnaround. I haven't seen this.
Yes.
I've seen a bit of it in the fitting, but I haven't actually seen the final product. And this is hopefully going to keep me maybe a bit warm in those winters in London. Look at the inside first. You like?
Nice color.
You like the pink?
He chose this color. This warm.
I think the best suit you will have in London.
And this is it. And it's such a
Like-
beautiful fit. So what am I going to remember about my trip to Hoi An? Obviously the beautiful temples of Mison. You, Claude,
Thank you.
designer and hotelier, your beautiful hotel, and of course this jacket.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yo. Look at that.
It was a short flight from Hoi An to Vietnam's fourth largest city, Can Tho, situated close to the mouth of the mighty Mekong River. From the airport, it was a short drive to my hotel, the Victoria Can Tho, where I was met by the hotel general manager, Xuan Thu.
So, the first thing I noticed when I was driving up to your hotel, that you have a very unusual hotel pet. Tell me about him.
It is a water buffalo. And you know, it is a kind of animal very popular in the Mekong Delta. And long time ago, it helped the farmers a lot with their growth in the rice field. For the time being, with the development of the equipment and machinery, so it's not that popular anymore. However, we still want to bring the typical thing of the Mekong into the hotel to reflect the local culture.
It's lovely to see when you just drive in, you see this water buffalo looking at you going, hello. Okay, so I have chosen to come to Vietnam at the end of the monsoon season. So obviously a lot of rain. What is the difference in this area between monsoon and dry season?
All right, you can see the difference between the two seasons is that we have a lot of rain in the monsoon season. And although it's not convenient to go out, however, the rain in the Mekong Delta is not that serious. It's just a few showers in the day. So after the rain, you can go out and things look greener and fresher. So for me, I love the rainy season.
Good, so do I. I'm very, very pleased. You've endorsed my reason to come here. Now, Can Tho. Obviously, I've just been in central Vietnam, and now I'm in southern Vietnam. What is the significance of this city here in Vietnam?
You know, Can Tho is considered as the capital for southwest of Vietnam, and it is also the biggest city on the Mekong River when it enters Vietnam. So it is a center for transportation and trading for all of the provinces in the Mekong Delta.
This was the first luxury hotel to be opened in Can Tho, and it is probably still the only luxury hotel here in Can Tho.
Sure.
What do you offer your guests here?
We have a spicy restaurant serving both Vietnamese and Western food, and we have a Củ Long bar, a Victoria spa.
Are there things to do and see here in Can Tho?
As you know, the main attraction of Can Tho is the floating market, and to explore the floating market, you have different ways to do it. For Victoria Can Tho, we have a special product, which is Lady Hậu. Lady Hậu is a traditional rice bar, and we convert it into a cruising boat. With Lady Hậu, our client can enjoy buffet breakfast while cruising to the floating market.
And then go into the market?
Yes, or they can have a cocktail sunset cruise in the afternoon, which is very romantic.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Now, apart from the river, what else is there to see here in Can Tho?
There are plenty of things to see in Can Tho, like the bamboo basket village, where people do the handicraft. And you can see the straw mat maker village, when people do the straw mats. The things very popular for Vietnamese people in the Mekong Delta. And also you can visit pagodas and museums and some ancient house which was built in the 18th century.
There's a lot to see and do here. I'm going to be very busy. So thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
The hotel was opened back in 1998 and features 92 guest rooms, including 8 suites, of which this one, number 221, is my home while I'm here in Can Tho. All the suites are 63 square meters in area, and they all have balconies with a view. Mine is of the Mekong River. Now, the suites are covered in this beautiful Vietnamese hardwood flooring. All the furniture is designed and built by local artisans. And in this living room, we have a beautiful desk, we have mini bar, air conditioning, lots of storage, and these beautiful pictures which depict local life here in Vietnam. And this one here even features a couple of water buffalo. The entire hotel was designed by a Frenchman in 1930s French colonial style. Let me show you to the bedroom. Well, this is the only bedroom in my suite. As you can see, it's very pretty. Large, comfortable-looking bed. We have more beautiful Vietnamese furniture. And I really like this lovely su tree that's sitting up here. Over to my left shoulder, we have a bathroom, separate shower, bar. I have a butler, apparently, who comes in every day and fills the bath up for me, which is rather nice. Now, they do like to give gifts out here at this hotel. The main industries in Kanto are fishing and rice growing. To that extent, they give you a nice bottle of rice wine and a bag of rice to take home. You also get this traditional Vietnamese hat. Now, ladies used to wear this while working in the rice paddy fields. Men now wear this too. In the monsoon season, it's an umbrella, and during the hot, dry season, it's a sunshade. I'm just going to pack this very carefully when I take it home. Well, it's now time to go and meet the hotel chef, who's going to teach me how to prepare a local Vietnamese dish. Well, I'm here in the garden of the hotel, right next to the Mekong River, with the executive chef of the hotel, Mr. Bernard Ibanez, and his wonderful assistant, Wee. Bernard, firstly, I've just come from central Vietnam. I'm now down here in the south. Is there a difference between the cuisine in north, central and south Vietnam?
Yes, you have three different cooking. In the north, it's more Chinese style. In the center is little sweet.
A little sweet?
Sweet,
yeah.
And in the south is more sweet, more herbs,
yeah.
It's more fresh.
Okay.
You have a lot of vegetable, a lot of herbs, and it's very interesting for this because we have a lot of different tastes.
Okay, well, I can imagine in this hotel, you're the international chef.
Yes.
And we here does the Vietnamese dish. So what dish are you going to create for me?
Yeah, today we make the fresh spring roll with shrimp and pork.
It sounds delicious. So you start.
Yes.
Bernard, where do you source your ingredients from for the hotel?
The vegetable, we receive everything we buy in the market.
Yeah.
And every day we are the delivery, and
yeah.
everything is fresh.
Now, rice, obviously, a big part of
the cooking
the
in
cooking
Vietnam.
here.
In Vietnam.
And in this area?
Yes.
Does the rice change as well throughout Vietnam, as in the quality because of the water?
You have different quality of rice. If you go in the market, you go to see you have a different price, and the rice is not the same. And this depends the part of Vietnam you come,
yeah.
and it grow up differently. And I think the ground is different also. You know, it's the same wine.
Yeah.
When you have a wine, the grape is different in the north, in the south.
A Frenchman talking about wine. Because I noticed,
wine,
obviously,
rice.
in my suite there was a bag of rice and some rice wine as well. So I'll taste the difference. So, I've never had one of these cooked for me so fresh. Please, and the soy sauce?
Yes.
We have two. Oh, and
some
peanuts
peanuts
as well.
also on the top of the sauce.
I'm not a great fan of peanuts, so I'll just go for the soy sauce. Bernard, you try one as well, just to check that your protege here is doing everything correct. So, after you, sir.
Yeah.
Right, you just dip it in?
Yes, a little. It's fine. It's fresh. It's a little sweet.
It's not fine. It's fabulous.
Thank you very much.
Bernard, thank you very much. We thank you very much indeed. Lovely. The Mekong River is some 4,350 kilometers in length. It starts off in China and winds its way through Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and finally arrives here in Vietnam. Of course, it's important to all those countries, and indeed the cities and the towns that line its way. No more so than Kanto, Vietnam's fourth largest city. This morning, I'm going to be jumping on the hotel's boat to explore this part of the mighty Mekong.
My Mekong River guide was Mr. Nagia.
Now, what is the significance of the Mekong River to Kanto?
Mekong River is very important to Kanto area because in Kanto area the river system is quite big, and anyhow it bring water to the rice field and a lot of fish for the local people here. Every year when the flood season comes, it carry a lot of alluvium from the upper part of the Mekong River down to the south, to Kanto.
So this is why the river is so dirty?
Yes, it looks very raw because it contains a lot of alluvium.
Right.
And it's very good for the rice field. And also when the flood season comes, carry with it a lot of fish.
Okay.
So normally after the flood season, we get a very good rice harvest.
Kanto is known as the rice bowl of Vietnam.
Yes.
So this is where most of the rice is produced.
Yes, we produce a lot of rice in Kanto and also in the Mekong Delta. So the river is very important. Yeah.
So we left the hotel quite early. We've had some lovely breakfast. What are we going to see now?
So we are going to see Karang Floating Market. It's not far from the hotel. It's one of the biggest floating market in the Mekong Delta.
Well, the sun's breaking through. Hopefully we'll be at the market soon.
Yes, in 10 minutes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Mr. Nia, we've left Lady Howe because it was too big and I really wanted to come inside to the floating market. How many boats are here at the moment?
There are about 500 boats to 800 boats here at the moment.
Okay, and what are they selling and what are they buying?
So they're selling fruit and vegetable. The farmers sell to the big boat. Yeah.
It must depend upon the seasons though, yeah?
It depends on the fruit season.
And how can you tell who's buying and who's selling?
So just look at the big boat over there.
Yeah.
You see the people, they have something on a bamboo stick. It means that they show what they have on the boat for sale. Right. So boats with bamboo stick are selling.
And the people who are buying are the people without the sticks. And they're mainly people here in Kanto for restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah, they come here to buy the fruit and vegetable.
So how far do they come from up and down the river? What is the distance they cover to bring their fruit and vegetable to this market?
There are two kinds of boats here, small boat and big boat. Small boat belongs to the farmer. So the farmer, they come from the villages near here in a limited distance of about 20 kilometers. But the big boat, like the one over there, they come from a long distance.
So Mr. Nia, that was a fantastic look at a beautiful, beautiful floating market. Where are we going to go now?
So now we will leave the floating market for the visit of the noodle factory.
Ah, the noodle factory. Now, this should be interesting. Okay, off we go, noodle factory. Right, so you brought me to this noodle factory. What are noodles made of?
The noodle made of rice.
Okay, and this is a whole grain of rice. So the rice is inside, and on the outside, this is the husk. What is the process?
So the people will take the husk off and use the dry husk for burning, cooking, and the white rice inside used for eating.
Yeah.
And the rotten rice we use for making noodle.
Okay.
And now we are at the noodle factory.
Now, how much rice do they produce here a year in the Mekong Delta?
So every season we produce about 10 million tons of rice.
10 million tons?
Yeah.
And is that just consumed here or is it exported as well?
So we also export to the other country.
Right.
Yeah.
All the other countries as well?
Yeah.
Okay, well show me the process. I see this,
right.
this is the husk. What is this used for?
Yes, we use it for the fuel, as the fuel for cooking.
Oh, so every part is used?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, okay, put the rice back. Let's go and see how the noodles are made.
Yes.
Right, so you've got all those pieces of broken rice. What happens then?
They just buy the rice flour from the other factory.
Right.
And then,
so what, the rice is ground down?
Yes.
Okay.
Then they add water into the rice flour.
Yep.
And then they take it out and put it on the cloth over there.
Yep.
And spread around. And the hot water will come up to steam the rice paper.
Oh, right.
Basic-
So she uses a piece of muslin,
yeah.
and then the steam rises to give it an even heat. Okay, I
Yeah,
understand
so
that.
she closes for about 1 minute.
Okay.
And then take the rice paper out, put it on the bamboo frame over there.
Ah,
That
bamboo
is
frames. Now, bamboo
frame.
is also another big industry here, isn't it?
Yes, we can grow a lot of bamboo in Vietnam.
Right.
Yeah. And then we send the rice paper out over there under the sunlight for drying.
Okay.
Just about 2 or 3 hours in the morning.
Yep.
Then we take the rice paper inside and put it over there
Yep.
on a cutting machine
Right.
to cut the rice paper into noodle.
And how many rice papers do they produce here a day?
So they make about 500 kilo of noodle a day. So for 500 kilo of noodle, they have to reduce about 1,000 pieces of rice paper.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So this is like they're working all day.
Yes, every day. It's a family-run factory.
Okay,
Yeah.
but everyone here in Vietnam eats noodles.
Yes, we have noodle for breakfast. It's very popular in Vietnam.
Noodle for lunch and noodle for dinner. So it's because of these guys that we have our noodles. Fantastic. It's good to learn how noodles are made. Now I've seen Canto from the water. I'd actually like to now go into the city and see some of the sights in the city. Can that be done?
Yes.
Okay, let's go then. Wonderful. Okay, after you. So we're back on terra firma, and you've brought me to this beautiful house. Tell me the history of this house.
So we are now in front of Bình Thủy ancient house. It belongs to the Yung family. This house was built in 1870, so it's over 100 years.
Oh, yeah. Is this the oldest house in the city?
Yes, it's the oldest house. Yeah, and still in good condition.
Yeah, no, I can see from the
Yeah.
outside it's
Yeah.
in great condition. Well, I'm intrigued by this building. So, are we allowed to go inside?
Yes, the owner of the building very happy to welcome you.
Wow,
so please
fantastic.
come in.
Let's
Yeah.
go, thanks. Oh my goodness. Mr. Nia, this is beautiful. You know, in a city which is now becoming so modern, to find something like this is wonderful. Who designed it and what style was used?
So the owner of the building, he's invited a professional house builder from the north of Vietnam come to design the house for him. So the house is designed with French and Chinese architecture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's some beautiful pieces here, antiques.
Yes.
You know, you can see the mother of pearl inlaid on there. Look at the tiles on the floor. And if you look on the ceilings there, the beautiful frescoes, they're absolutely stunning. If there was one piece here that you like the most, what would that be?
So the table that we got from China.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is so special about that piece?
Very special because it's antique.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find anyone like that in Cantor.
Really?
No, yeah.
And when does it date back to? What years?
So 18th century.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
old? Well, what a wonderful, wonderful building. Thank you very much for bringing me here. This is a true spectacle. I know that you've promised me a temple now. Let's go and see the table there first, and then let's go to the temple.
Yes, please.
Wonderful. What a beautiful building. Now, Mr. Nia, I know that Vietnam is predominantly a Buddhist country, but I see no Buddhist statues here in this temple. Tell me about this temple.
Yeah. So besides Buddha temple, we also believe in that there's a God who look after the village and also the farming activity. So the people, they come to the temple here to worship, to pray for good weather, good harvest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good harvest, good weather. So
Yes.
before the monsoon, after the monsoon.
There are very two important ceremony in the year. It's in April and December of the lunar month. The people they celebrate before the rice season and after the rice season.
So what do I do here? Obviously we have some incense sticks here.
Yeah.
So I take 2 sticks.
2 sticks. 3 sticks.
3 sticks?
Yes, 3 sticks.
Miss Nia, thank you very much for guiding me around your beautiful city today. Thank you very much indeed. A great pleasure to meet you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Well, this visit to the Bin Toi Temple marks the end of my stay here in Vietnam. It's been an incredible journey, first through central, then southern Vietnam. I got to explore the historic town of Hoi An by sidecar, and then got to visit those amazing Hindu temples at My Son. And then I've come here to Can Tho, a city on the verge of becoming a modern metropolis while still relying on the great Mekong River for its basic industries, rice and fish. This has been a fantastic journey through a fantastic country. Until next time, from Inside Luxury Travel with me, Varun Sharma. Goodbye.